Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Marta and I'm so happy to have you here with me today because I'm about to share something deeply personal. The reason why I resigned from Etihad Airways a few months ago. And yes, guys, I left Etihad Airways, and no, it wasn't because I didn't love the job. It was a dream come true, and being a part of the world's leading airline was one of the best things that ever happened to me. And I will be forever grateful and proud of my time there. But sometimes life offers you something even greater. And if you're brave enough, you just go for it. So it all started over a year ago when I began posting content about being a cabin crew member. And one day I shared the reel about my 4 rejections and how I finally made it to Etihad. And that one post, guys, went viral. And suddenly my inbox was flooded. Every single day I received messages like, how do I become a cabin crew? Or how can I get into Etihad? Can you help me with my CV? How do I improve my English? How do I pass a group discussion? What about my scars? What about my tattoos? What about my height? And what about this? What about that? And I replied to as many as I could. I was on the layovers, jet lagged, in hotel rooms, at the airport, at home, in a crew rest, always on my phone, just pouring my heart into helping aspiring cabin crew. And I noticed how many people needed guidance. So I started sharing tips on Instagram and TikTok. And first I was answering individual questions, then hosting Q&As, and my platforms were growing rapidly and the requests from aspiring cabin crew kept coming. So for me, it felt like a new purpose had found me. Later, I created a Facebook group to share insights and tips, and future cabin crew began joining, posting their CVs, sharing interview questions, and asking for my advice. And I started crafting CV for free, preparing people for assessment or open days, and helping many overcome insecurities. I noticed how many people were struggling and how many were being held back by fear and doubt. And this was something I truly wanted to help with because it's not just about the career, but it's about transforming your whole life. And I loved every moment of it. But something began to shift. And after months of trying to balance flying, coaching aspiring cabin crew, running an online business with my husband, and still finding time to rest and be present, my husband, who had moved to Abu Dhabi to be with me and felt completely alone, sat me down and said something I will never forget. He said, "You're changing people's life, but what about ours?" And he was right. Because I was flying, and during my days off, I spent all my time creating content and helping aspiring cabin crew. I was barely involved in our marketing agency, a business we built together, which had been our main source of income for years. And it hit me. I had neglected the one person who had always been by my side. I was helping others build their dreams, but I was losing my own balance. And the cabin crew role, guys, is already very demanding. But I wasn't just doing that. I was also running a business and coaching people on the side. And it became too much. And that conversation with my husband made it clear. I couldn't do everything while being tired and overwhelmed. And it was a very tough moment because I had to choose. And deep down, I already knew the answer. I had been through rejections, challenges, and breakthroughs. And I had flown with 2 airlines, so my dream had already come true. And now it was time to help others make their dream happen. Not just to become cabin crew, but to become the best, the most confident version of themselves. So I made the decision and I resigned from Etihad. And not because I didn't love it, but because I couldn't handle everything at once, and I knew something even more meaningful was waiting for me. At the same time, my husband and I realized that Abu Dhabi no longer felt like home. And of course, we love the UAE and we still believe it's an amazing place. But after I left Etihad, we felt it was time for a fresh start, a new chapter. And we had lived in different parts of the world before, and Southeast Asia had always been our favorite. We had lived in Thailand before, so this time we felt like, all right, Malaysia was calling. And we took a leap of faith and we moved to Kuala Lumpur. And the place I'm recording this video from is now our home. I would love to show you our apartment maybe in the next video. But yeah, since quitting, everything has changed. I've been able to focus fully on coaching aspiring cabin crew, running our marketing agency with my husband, and nurturing our relationship, and finally having time for myself. I've helped so many of you pass interviews, get invited to assessment days, overcome insecurities, and truly believe in yourselves. And some of our one-on-one sessions turn into life-changing conversations about confidence, about self-worth, and letting go of fear. I've created ebooks, CV templates, and a webinar, and I'm about to host my very first meetup. And feel free to join, of course. I'm also able to create more content and be present on the platforms I built. And YouTube has become my happy space, and I genuinely love recording videos for you here. My heart is full, my purpose is clear, and for the first time in a long time, I feel aligned. But let me be clear. My time with Etihad Airways and before with Lot Polish Airlines will always remain one of the most beautiful chapters of my life, and I gave it my all. I passed every exam with flying colors, and I truly loved my passengers and my crew, and I was proud every single day I walked on board, and I was even honored to represent Etihad as an airline ambassador, accepting the award for the best cabin crew of 2024 on this stage. So it was an incredible journey. And now I'm proud, but in a different way. So if you're dreaming of becoming cabin crew, just go for it and don't let fear hold you back, because this job can change your life and open countless doors. And if you're at the crossroads like I was, just close your eyes and listen to your intuition. You're not alone. You're brave and you're ready. I'm 28, guys. I'm starting over in a new country, building something from scratch. And I've never felt more alive. I will continue sharing tips and insights to help you not only become a cabin crew member, but to become the best version of yourself. So I hope you will stay with me on this journey. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope my story inspires you. And of course, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, whichever path you choose. Have a wonderful day. Bye.